Welcome back. Let's just get this shit over with.
Yeah, fifth time's a charm. Let's do it.
I want to point out quickly, I thought we were on Trauma, and in fact skipped Deadline, which is a fantastic level in both song and structure.
Yeah. You guys, you didn't see the hassle we went through, because none of it recorded.
What an understatement hassle is.
Yeah, I swear to God, this recording is cursed, and I kind of want to stop and just pretend that this one didn't exist and move on as though it didn't happen.
We probably
now
should, but...
That feels like the better solution right now, just because something else is going to fuck up. You're recording your voice right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm going to double check I am. All right, I am. We're good. We're good.
Oh, God. And to think the second time was so good. So good.
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe this will be all right.
It won't be, let's be honest.
So, since we didn't tell you about it even a little bit, to give you guys just a rundown of what's happening in this game, you are a character whose name is Jacket. He's cool as hell. He probably has some sort of mental disorders or drugs or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, probably, but we've actually played the second game.
Shut up. Insofar as we know.
Yes.
All that matters is your character, keeps getting phone calls from mysterious people telling you to go out and kill shit. And so you do. And that's the game.
Yeah, basically.
That's Hotline Miami.
I mean, the plot itself is very much not the point of especially Hotline 1. More of just, hey, isn't this wacky? You're getting points for killing people, and, like, it's super fast and octane, and, like, you know, all that good jazz.
Yeah, it's really one of those, I want to say early, but it's not early. Pseudo-early shock value games.
Better than Hatred.
Oh, God, don't fucking remind me of that. That masterpiece, that critically acclaimed just wonder. Pick up a real gun.
What was, like, the opening quote, Hunter? It's not important what my name is, but what's important is what I'm gonna do.
something to that effect. And then he, like, rapes a baby or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all just shock value for funskies.
Which, don't be wrong, shock value is funsies, but in small doses, like this.
Yeah, and that game just wasn't fun as well.
No, it was not.
Like, of course I played it. I love shock value, but...
The sort of off 3D, 2D structure just didn't
I mean, like,
well.
the art style was actually really interesting. Just the washed out black and white, but, I don't know, the gameplay was not fun. Especially once you got past the first mission, and the first mission was just, you know, running around killing people GTA style.
Yeah.
Just play GTA. Just play that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need this. So, how have you been lately? Not that I've already asked you this question 4 times.
Well, I'm fine. My roommates and I have gotten obsessed with this brand new board. Well, it's not brand new, but it's brand new for us. This brand new board game, which is it's called the Cyprial Confluence. It's an interesting game wherein you get cubes, but you don't like these cubes. These cubes are shit. But your friends, they have cubes as well. You want their cubes, so you gotta trade with them to get their cubes.
So basically what you're telling me is it is Civilization, but better.
I mean, kinda, yeah. More like Stellaris, just because you play as space aliens.
Well, yeah, because it's in space and Alamaus, but like...
Yeah, aliens.
You know, not everybody knows what Stellaris is. Everybody knows what Civilization is.
Fair enough.
Oh,
what
look,
about you? What have you been up to?
A guy with hair, because he's important. And we're going to destroy him.
Have we talked about whether or not all the regular goons have hair or not? I can't remember. We've done this so many times.
No, well, I mean, if you can tell, all of the Russians and, for some reason, Samoans are all bald, and Jacket's also bald, so...
Is Jacket bald? No, he's not bald. He's got, like, a crew cut.
Maybe. I don't know. It's sort of a Brad Pitty in Fight Club look, but,
Yeah. It's not bald, though, by any means. Jacket's not bald.
So, I mentioned last time that I was playing Resident Evil 7, and I finished Resident Evil 7.
That was about time.
Yeah, tell me about it.
And how did we like that?
Well, it's, not as good as 4, but still a very good game.
I don't know about that.
Well, look, let's leave your shit taste out of this, and...
All right. No. All right.
Internet, feel free to defend me here.
No, defend me. His opinions are bad. Tell me, why is 4 better? Seriously.
Well, let's see. Cheesy ham action. You basically play Brendan Fraser in it, and I love The Mummy and movies like The Mummy and Escape from New York, just cheesy B movies, and the entire game, both in gameplay and plot, is just a giant B movie, and it's fucking great for it.
Well, yeah, but, Resident Evil 7 is that, but it's an actually good movie. That's spooky.
Okay, it turns into a B movie halfway through. The first half, solid, actual, it didn't creep me out much once I learned, what was going on in the game and what the game expected of me. But at first it's like, oh, I'm incredibly vulnerable. I'm gonna die at the turn of, every corner.
I mean, I really appreciated that, though, right? You're playing this cunt who has no idea how to hold a knife correctly.
Let's call him Cunty McCuntyson.
Nah, his name's Ethan, and he's awful. He doesn't deserve a better name.
He really doesn't.
I'll stand to this. I love Resi 7. Ethan is the worst. Ethan, the main character, is the worst part of Resi 7.
Yeah, which, again, main character being the worst part, not a great thing to have happen,
Yeah, but you don't really have to deal with him at all. Especially since it's first person. If you didn't like Leon from Resident Evil 4, you had to stare at the back of his skull for the entirety of the game.
Well, because Ethan was lost on me very early into the game, and that's when the cops showed up, and it's like, don't you know how to speak English and explain?
Well, Kyle, horror movies. Come on.
There are good horror movies that can still have characters doing intelligent shit. It's just the threat is so bad that, they still fail. My favorite horror movie, The Thing. The characters are smart, do intelligent things to deal with the issue, and they still fail because it's such a deadly threat.
Yeah, you kind of diffused my argument before I managed to bring it up. The Thing is an amazing movie. But I still stand by that 7's better than 4, just because it blends the fun, puzzly, hard, challengey bits of 1, and it mixes it with that fun, actiony shenanigery of 4. And then also it in itself is spooky. Well,
okay, mixing the action of 4, just because 4 has more action than 1 doesn't mean that it takes the action of 4, because it really doesn't. First person versus third person over the shoulder, quick, snappy tank control aims versus Ethan being a fat, irredeemable cunt that you have to just deal with.
Yeah, see, no, wait, but look at Jacket here. He's got hair.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
basically got the same haircut I do.
Up to artist interpretation. I mean, even the fan art doesn't actually depict his face, just him in masks.
Well, yeah, because why would you?
Oh, yeah, and pay attention, audience, because this is the best level in the game for reasons.
Yeah, Kyle has no political affiliation with this level whatsoever. FBI,
zero at
please
all,
get off my back.
No, it's just because of the song, and that's it. Definitely.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't deal with repressed emotions of mine.
as a good man once put it, fuck the police.
Truly a song for the ages of all groups of people.
Really though, that's just a modern day quote. Anyone can rally to that.
Especially nowadays with big Corona.
How are you liking Corona, by the way? How's that affecting you?
Well, I've always been a socially autistic nutbar shut-in, and now it's legally mandated for everyone, so it hasn't affected me one bit.
Yeah, personally, I'm enjoying it. I really like going outside and seeing everyone in all their masks. The aesthetic is just really, really fun.
No, that is definitely the best part about this, is whenever you do have to go out, you're allowed to be out in public with a mask on and not get yelled at. So.
Yeah. I used to wear a bandana in middle school. Not because I was edgy or anything, but just because I was cold. And it covered my face and, kept me warm. And I got yelled at so much. It's no, civilian, uncover the face. We need to use the facial recognition software. Come on.
And you criticized me for wanting to live in Alaska, arguably the freest state in the Union, which would have no issue with me wearing a mask all the time because it fucking cold up there always.
Honestly, I'm just waiting for Canada to annex Alaska again. That sounds like... that's gotta happen.
Have they done it before?
That happened in Plague Inc.
having so much trouble with this police station this time.
That's because you're just awful, I guess.
Yeah, just generally.
So what else is on the docket?
At least I'm only so awful insofar as having better taste than you in Resident Evil games. Anyway.
No.
Anyway, let's move on from that. So, in recent news of what little there actually is, because everything is basically just, oh hey, by the way, this many people died from Corona today. So, more relevantly to what we're actually doing, motherfucker, what we're actually doing here, E3 has continued to be canceled this year.
Good.
Yeah, no, I agree, and not just for the normal reason of E3 is shit and you shouldn't watch it anyway.
Yeah,
well, because E3 is just one big hype machine, you know, like.
Yeah, I swear, you pay so much. You pay money to go to E3, right? It's like a Comic-Con type deal.
Yeah, no, it's not free admission at all.
So you pay so much money to go and watch commercials.
Well, again, it's one big hype machine and like a bunch of, yeah, like you were saying, commercials, trailers, etc. for upcoming games. And surprisingly, to my surprise anyway, they're not gonna just do like a staff-only E3 and like do it that way. No, they're not even gonna do anything. They're just gonna boost coverage of any developer conference that the developers are hosting on their lonesome.
I mean, like, that's cool, I guess.
Well, yeah, exactly, I guess. It's like...
Personally, I don't care either way. Like, enjoy your big, dumb hype machine.
Well, it's good to see that everyone is starting to realize, oh, hey, maybe life is fragile and we should take drastic measures to protect it. Like shooting cops. Anyway. Get
off my back, FBI.
Yeah, no.
It's just being ironic.
They already know. Who cares? Please, okay, I thought the game crashed. Thank God.
That would have sucked. Oh, God. Watch that be the next failure of this record.
Well, at least that would be out of our control.
Yeah, if the game crashes, we're keeping it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Whatever happens this time, I don't care. If something messes up, we'll throw it up. They'll understand.
Yeah.
All three of our viewers.
No, I know.
They're our close friends and relatives. We can just tell them in person. They get it.
Well, the hope is to move on from that. Anyway, so other gaming-related news, again, which is very little. A lot of games are getting delayed. I think actually Cyberpunk got delayed as well, again, because of this, which is... I think it's going to become the next, what is it? Not No Man's Sky. God, what's that?
The Last Guardian?
No, that space game that's never gonna come out.
Oh, God, what is the name
Star Citizen,
of that?
there you go.
Yeah, Citizen Kane, Stars.
Yeah, it's basically just gonna become the next Star Citizen, I have a feeling of, which is unfortunate, because it looks really good for what's done so far.
I don't know. Star Citizen was made by, it was Kickstarted, right? It was this game that was made up. It was a passion project.
What we in the industry call a scam.
Yeah, we in the industry. Don't pretend like you're in the industry. But Cyberpunk is made by people trying to make money. So they're gonna release it no matter what.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it's being made by CD Projekt Red, who actually seems to be able to finish products and make them really good. Hence, like Witcher 3, which was
You know, I still haven't finished Witcher.
God, I'm gonna play through all 3 of them, so, like, in order.
You're gonna get through 1 and 2.
Yes.
Good fucking
I'm gonna
luck.
attempt to. Yeah, exactly.
Those games have not aged well.
It's still, you know, the story. I mean, that's why you're playing Witcher 3 in the first place anyway, right? Story.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm doing it just because I'm autistic and I have to get all of the question marks, but...
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I'm not sure I'm going to go for 100%, just, like, 100% of what I feel is necessary for my enjoyment of the game.
Right.
You're a completionist nerd.
I have to get 100%. I don't know why. It drives me crazy.
So yeah, in other gaming news, the PS5 controller has been unveiled, and it
Has it now?
Yes.
I'm gonna pretend I haven't heard this 3 other times.
And looked it up 3 other times.
Yeah, I'm also gonna pretend I haven't seen it, and I'm gonna go ahead and look it up now.
Yeah. No. So PS5 controller has been unveiled, and it looks like an Xbox One controller essentially. Like.
Let me see.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh my god.
Look at it again. Why don't you?
I'm gonna refresh my memory. Yeah. That looks horrible.
Yeah, no, right? Like,
Like, even the color scheme is just upsetting.
yeah, no, why they chose inverted for their color scheme is bizarre.
I don't even know why they bothered to go dual colored.
Well, and I thought the idea was that, like, Microsoft is fat and American, PS is, like, slim and Japanese, like...
Yeah. I don't get it.
What can
it
you
looks
do?
like it looks like they were trying really hard not to copy Microsoft's homework. And failing.
Yeah, no, failing pretty hard. Like, it's like that moment when you can tell a company is failing, and then they're like trying really hard to pretend they're not with their new marketing and tactics, and it's like, oh, that's... My heart goes out for you, but only slightly.
Yeah, you're a big conglomerate. You're fine. You deserve to die.
Yeah, no.
Speaking of, did you hear about that dude? Oh my god.
Which dude?
I think it was on CNN. They were just interviewing this guy, and
Was he the eye
asked him.
patch guy?
What?
Okay, I'm
No.
guessing not. Never mind.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay,
I don't
go
know.
on.
They're interviewing him, and the host of the show or the news segment or whatever it was like, "So you really believe that we should just let airlines fail?" And in the most Chad way possible, this guy just says, "Yes."
Well, yes. And
I mean,
he
yeah.
gave a sound, like, basic economics knowledge explanation, and of course the news guy wasn't having it. Because news guy is
guys.
rich and can't deal with the idea of lower workers having any rights at all.
Yeah.
In a similar fashion to our rights being continually taken away, I saw an article that only caught my attention for one reason, and we'll get to it, about the Fish and Game Commission of California attempting to essentially temporarily ban fishing because of Corona. Now, normally,
I mean, like, that makes sense.
well, okay, yeah, it kind of makes sense, right? But, like, why specifically target fishing and hunting? Like, obviously, in this case, it's just fishing, but you get the idea. Why specifically target something that, hey, you know, lots of lower-class people are unemployed right now because of a giant pandemic. Then maybe they're trying to get food for cheaper. Let's ban that, you know? Let's just crank up this bit of misery, see how much more we can control the populace, you know?
Well, I can kind of see where they're coming from, though. Just because, I don't know. That's the first thought. They're trying to keep the hysteria down. And if you hear news stories about people like, oh, this person has to eat, you know, fish that he caught to survive. That's how terrible the world's going. That's only going to increase the hysteria. Probably.
I mean, I get the management of hysteria. It doesn't change the reality that people aren't allowed to get food for cheaper anymore.
Yeah, that is a little bit
that
crazy.
method, which is, like,
It's
again,
interesting that...
you know,
It's interesting that on top of the you can't go outside fine, they're trying to put a you also can't fish while you're outside fine. That seems
exactly.
a little shenanigy.
that my point being that exactly, like, just keep it at the hey, don't go outside thing. Like, don't gather in large groups. More to the point. Instead, hey, you know, fuck civilians, Lamau.
To call back to that news segment I was mentioning, that was Chamath Palihapitiya on CNBC, if you want to go and look that up.
With a name like that, you'd think he want airlines to be less restricted. Anyway.
All right.
No, anyway, seriously.
Are you done yet? Have you won this game?
Almost. The main thing that caught my eye with the Fish and Game Commission bullshit was that they held a teleconference to, like, inform people or, like, get a vote. I don't know, whatever the government proceedings are doing. And people during the teleconference were saying things such as make fishing great again and calling them fascists. So at least, you know, at least people get it. You know?
I mean, okay, to be fair, fishing was never great. It's an awful, horrible sport, and if you have to do it, you better be starving.
In your opinion.
Sad person.
I mean,
I have very good reasons as to why I hate fishing, okay?
like?
Well, for starters, I almost died in the aqueduct.
Oh, that's on top of everything else that you've almost died to, not good.
I mean, yeah, I do stupid shit all the time. It's fun. But, no, yeah. This one time, Dad wanted to go fishing, and Mom was like, drag the kids along. So he dragged the kids along, and he didn't even bring more than one fishing pole, which is interesting. He brought one for himself and like a 30 rack.
So it's just, hey, I'm forced to watch the kids today. Better get drunk and fish like I was going to anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. So he's sitting there fishing. I'm bored out of my mind because this is before phones, right? I was like 12.
Right.
I was poor. This was before I had a phone. That's what I'm getting at.
Oh look,
so
final chapter.
Oh, nice. So I'm sitting there. Speaking of fishing, put on the fish mask.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, plot-related mission seems appropriate to mess up the plot entirely for anyone that isn't a Frenchie.
Yeah, the masks in this game, they slightly change how the game plays. This one makes it a
In
French
case
translation.
you've missed the central conceit of the game, yeah.
Is that a central conceit of the game? And they probably have. Anyway, so yeah, we're fishing at this aqueduct, and can you fail this mission a couple times so I can finish my story? By the way, that'd be sick.
I mean, I think I'm
Make
just
it look
gonna
like
end up
an
doing
accident.
that on anyway. So go ahead.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, we go to I'm bored out of my mind. So I'm like, all right, you know how the aqueduct isn't just like a pit into water, right? It's kind of got slanted walls. So I'm like, I'm gonna see how far down this slant I can get. And so I start shuffling down. I want to get close to the water. I want to hear it better or whatever. I don't know, dumb fucking shit. And I get pretty close to the bottom. I'm like, all right, this is cool. I should probably stop now. And my foot slips. And you better miss the, oh, you son of a bitch. And my foot slips. And I slide into the water. And I put my other foot there to brace it. Bad move. Both feet now are on pure slick algae.
Right.
And I turned myself over. I got my hands on the wall. I'm trying to climb out. And I'm just like, it's like, I swear to God, it's like quicksand. And I'm just sinking further down into this, into the water. And Dad, luckily, has one of those very rare parent moments where he's like, hey, I should probably go check on my kids right this instant. And he looks over, and he sees me waist deep in the aqueduct, not freaking out, interestingly enough. And he's like, just fucking drag him out. And he runs over, and he grabs me by the arm, and he yells at me a little bit.
One of the few good things your father has actually done.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this game.
Yeah. So, yeah, here's Mr. Head Boss Headman of all of the Russians.
Yeah,
and,
this is the end of the game. Yeah, there are no more levels after this.
No, definitely not. This is the end of the game. And to conclude the saga, we take off our mask, light a ciggy, and reminisce with a photo, which I'm ashamed to say I didn't actually know was a photo the first time that I played this game.
I mean, that's kind of fair. It's like 4 pixels big, my dude. Like, I guess, what else could it be, though?
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way it's moving in the wind. But again, I just didn't put 2 and 2 together. So that's been Hotline Miami.
Yeah, we've been Coopers and Capers. We have no idea what to play next, by the way. So if you have a spicy idea, go ahead and yeet that down in the comments for us.
We have a few ideas because we realize our viewership is near 0 right now. But
yeah, we can play whatever the hell we want.
We're gonna lie and act like we have audience integration already.
I don't know. Maybe my girlfriend will. My girlfriend, she'll put in a little sum for me.
God.
Hey, play Hotline Miami too.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's more to this game. But
we're not gonna get to that.
Bye
guys.
Eventually. Goodbye.